For the purposes of this journal assignment, we were asked to watch a TED Talk by Simon Sinek. This TED Talk is one that we have watched before. We watched it for one of our classes earlier on in the program. I really enjoy this TED Talk, and part of the reason why is it reminds me of our very first immersion. When I had started this doctorate program, I wasn't really sure of my why. And I remember that first immersion last September, that was something Dr. White really emphasized for us brand new Epsilons was it's really important that you figure out your why. Why are you here? Why are you doing this? For me, I'm someone who's always been really driven. I enjoy school. I remember getting my bachelor's degree at Cal State Fullerton, and during the commencement ceremony, just being so proud and looking over and seeing the other students who were getting their masters and seeing their little their long sleeves and their different hoods, and I was like, wow, like I think I want to do that one day. So shortly after I got my teaching credential, I started a master's program, and I did that. And then when we flew up to Oregon, because that's where my master's commencement was, I remember kind of joking with my dad, and everyone was like, oh, so what's next, your doctorate? And I was like, yeah, why not? And then after spending a couple months thinking about it, I was like, why not? Why don't I do my doctorate? So it's something that I decided to do with a little bit of a personal goal and just being driven and wanting to see how much I can accomplish. And also because my dad, he always wanted me to be a medical doctor, and it just wasn't in the cards for me. It's not my passion. So part of me just wants to make him proud. In the Indian culture, which is the culture I belong to, education is very important and very respected. And so I know it would mean a lot to my dad. I'd be the first in my family to get a doctorate degree. So those were kind of the two reasons I was wrestling with when I started the doctorate program, was just I enjoy school, I like a sense of accomplishment, and then the second one being to make my dad proud. So when I showed up to immersion and Dr. White's like, okay, what is your reason? What is your purpose? Why are you here? And that was just kind of deeper than myself. I just felt that she, and maybe not even she, but just something within me was telling me, okay, Allison, it's all great, the reasons you want to do this for yourself, but what is the greater impact? Why are you getting a doctorate? What do you hope to do beyond teaching? What kind of impact do you hope to have? So that's something that I've kind of been struggling with, is what is my why? So what I've been doing in this program to kind of help me figure that out is I've just been reflecting and observing different leaders in my life. I'm really fortunate to work for an awesome principal. I teach sixth grade at a brand new school. Well, I say brand new, we just started our third year, but I did get to open the school 3 years ago. And even just applying to this school, we knew who the principal would be. She was an experienced principal from our district. And she, when we interviewed, she was very clear on her vision for the school. And she kind of had this whole idea of what a school would be like to her. She's very passionate about literacy, and she really just wants all students reading and finding a love of reading. I remember one of the things she talked about in our early meetings before we opened the school was having like a day once a month where there were coffee trucks outside and parents could come and have some coffee and come into classrooms and just read with their students and their children, and the teachers would read. And we've done things like where a sixth grade teacher will swap with a first grade teacher. And so like for me, I got to go to third grade and read like a picture book to them because I don't really get to read those books with my kids. And then some of the kinder teachers would come up to like fourth or fifth grade and read a story there. And all of these fun and kind of different things that we did was because of this vision that my principal had of just really wanting to promote literacy. That was her passion. That's her stamp. That's what she wanted to leave behind. So I'm finding now, in our third year, some of the things that we started and tried that first year, not all of them worked. We're not doing, quite a bit of them. But what hasn't changed is the kind of leader my principal is. She's truly the leader that Simon Sinek discusses in his video of just inspiring people. not controlling people, but people want to follow her and they want to do the hard work. That first year, just opening a school was so crazy, let alone all of the kind of extra things she wanted to do. But everyone just did it, and everyone was willing to work so hard because we buy into her vision, and also because we buy into it for ourselves. It's kind of something we all believe in, and you have to want to believe that, or you have to believe that yourself in order to kind of put the hard work in to achieve the school she wanted to achieve. But the video just kind of left me reflecting on, again, just this prominent leader in my life and my principal, and how she's able to get others to follow her. We all just feel so fortunate to work for her, and it's not because of any action she does. It's not because of her what. It's a little bit because of her how and the way she carries herself and her presence, but it's mostly just her why. And she just has a true passion for students, a student-centered mentality. She's strong, believes in building relationships with her staff, and she's awesome with all of that. And so I've just been taking a lot of that in and just reflecting, because now I'm starting to be like, this program's almost over. What is my why? Do I know yet? I should know. And I'm starting simple. For me in my classroom, my why I go to work every day is not to teach Common Core math, as much as I love it, and I really do, not being sarcastic. And it's not to teach reading. For me, it's about building relationships with students and mentoring them and inspiring them to want to be their best and do their best. And I think that sort of mentality shift, if I can teach them or influence them, the book I read for this class was Influencer. I loved it. Influence them to want to change their behavior rather than controlling them the way some teachers do, then I think I've left my mark on the world by just inspiring that desire to be better. And I hope that when I'm a principal, and hopefully one day a school district leader at the district level, I hope that I'm able to inspire that same kind of desire to just be and do your personal best. So that's what I took away from this video. I really enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed this class. So thank you, Dr. Geocaris.